Okay, today we're looking at section 11.3 proportion. So here the ratio of red squares to black squares, so we count the red squares 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to black squares 1, 2, 3, so 5 is to 3. The total number of squares is 8, so 5 and 3, or you can count them up. The proportion of red squares is 5 over 8, so there's 5 red squares out of 8, and the proportion of black squares is 3 out of 8, because there's 3 black squares out of 8 total squares. Okay, in a football match, Rovers had 25 shots at goal with 17 on target. Write the proportion of shots on target for each team as a fraction. Oh, sorry, I've forgotten a bit of the question. So the football had 25 shots and City had 20 shots with 13 on target. I just forgot. Okay. Write the proportion of shots on target for each team as a fraction and as a decimal. So Rovers, they had 17 shots on target out of 25, and City had 13 shots out of 20. Okay. How do we write it as a decimal? We put it into our calculator. So 17 over 25 as a fraction, press change, and 0.68. And 13 over 20, press change, 0.65. Okay. Which team seems to be more accurate? So 6'8" is bigger than 6'5", so Rovers. Okay. Which did you find more useful, fraction or decimal, when answering part 2? So the decimal is more useful. Okay. So it's easier to compare decimals than it is fractions when there are different common denominators. Okay. Direct proportion then. So if I bought one apple at the shop, it would cost 80 cents. If I bought 2 apples, it would cost 160. If I bought 3 apples, it would cost 240. Each apple is 80 cents, so you're paying 80 cents for each apple. So you're just going up the same amount. As one thing increases, the other thing increases. That's direct proportion. Okay? So here's an example of direct proportion. If a car travels 120 kilometers on 9 litres of petrol, find how far it will travel on 15 litres at the same rate of consumption. Okay, so 9 litres does 120 kilometres. We want 15 litres, but we can't just get from 9 to 15, so this is where we go down to 1 and back up. It's like with our percentages and sometimes with our decimals. So 1 litre, we divide by 9. And then 15 litres, we multiply by 15. And we get 200 kilometers. Okay. And then how many litres are required for a journey of 280 kilometers? So here you can start with what you have here, or you can start again. So let's just start again with what they gave us in the question, and we write what we want. So we want kilometers, we want to change the kilometers, so let's write 120 kilometers equals 9 litres, and go down again to 1 kilometre, and then back up to 280. So multiply by 280. So here we're dividing by 9, multiplying by 15. Here we're divided by 120, multiplying by 280. $21. Okay. So 21 litres are required to do 280 kilometres. Alright, and then last question. The number of pages in the magazine increased from 54 to 72. the price increase was the same. The price increased the same ratio. If the old price was 360, so 54 pages cost 360. So we're going to find how much one page costs. So for one page, we're going to divide by 54. So it's money, so 0.0666. So just carry the decimal place for a minute and then you can round it afterwards because it is money. So we want 72 pages, so we're going to multiply both sides by 72. So 72 pages is equal to 480. Okay, so you get 4.8 in your calculator. Make sure you think about what you need to have. It's money, so we don't just write 4.8, we write 480 as money. Okay, so that's proportion and directly proportional. So we're going to look at exercise 11.3, page 259, questions 1 to 15.